The headgear, the crowning glory of women's cultural fashion all over the world. Each of them unique in their own way. Likewise in Sarawak, we are blessed with a diverse range of traditional female headgears, majestically representing the various ethnic communities of the land. Together with anthropologist Dr. Welyne Jehom, our mission in this series is to hunt for the most iconic female headgears in Sarawak and share our findings with all of you. So join us in our cultural exploration exclusively in headgear hunting. Our hunt continues in Kuching to feature the headgear of the largest ethnic group in Sarawak, none other than the Ibans. Both their men and women have an array of exotic headgears that are easily recognizable at many cultural events. For the men, it's the katapu, a headgear decorated with a silver crown and hornbill feathers. For the women, it's the sugu tinggi, shiny and stunning. Before we highlight the glamorous sugu tinggi, we discovered another eye-catching headgear of the female Ibans that is rarely found. For that, we travelled to Sungai Apung to meet up with two secondary school educators, both very passionate about the female headgear of the Ibans, known as Dujung Marek.
Can you tell us a little bit about the origin of the headgear?
Nobody really know where's the origin from. What, as far as I know, because in those days, the Ibans resides in the river in the Upper Rajang, whereby mostly are Kenyah people. So these Kenyah people, they have this called Tangoi Kenyah, which is the sun head, which they adorned with beads as well. I think maybe because of that, then the Ibans also have the idea of do the Dujung Marek. But then again, we cannot associate this one with the Kenyah because it's totally different thing. Is what we can see now. What we know is that it just exists like that. Maybe the Ibans in those days when they got the beads, because in the early 1800, beads are very common and very precious for them. So because of that, when they start to collect this kind of thing, they start to make their own kind of traditional costume and attire using all the beads and shells, cowrie shells, and the Nasa shells as well. So somewhere, somehow, maybe also influenced a bit by the Chinese. You see the Chinese wedding headgear, so they have this kind of elaborated kind of decoration with these bowls, things like that. So maybe somewhere, somehow, it is like that. But this kind of costume, mostly you can see from the Rajang area. And through times, this traditional costume also, when they move from certain place to another place, migrated, like the Iban, they like to migrate from one place to another. They also, this kind of costume also exists in Kanawit, Julau, Poi, Skrang as well.
Skrang area. I have not seen it in Kapit area though.
Very much nobody keep it anymore.
Yeah, okay. What are the elements that the headgear wants to portray? I mean, is there any kind of significance of cultural bits that it represents? I mean, other than, you know, just a headgear?
I think mainly it's just a headgear for me. Mainly it's just it has nothing much to portray if comparison to sugu tinggi. Because sugu tinggi, there are different types of sugu tinggi. This sugu jigit meant for the younger people, meant for married people. But for Dujung, it's a symbol of wealth actually.
Oh, okay.
It's a symbol of wealth. In those days, those who own this kind of Dujung and baju jan, they are considered as wealthy people.
Can you tell us what is the unique features of the headgear?
The unique features will be the Dujung, which represent the flower, followed by, if you put it as Dujung Marek, will be the old glass beads, and some you add on with the Leka Bemban. Leka Bemban is like a silver button.
Ah, right.
The unique part of it. And sometimes you put the thread bows,
Yes.
things like that. So it makes it colorful.
It's like pom-pom.
It's like pom-pom,
Yes.
dangling kind of thing.
Yeah. Is there any kind of story or folklore behind the headgear?
As far as I'm concerned, I never heard of it. Not from the reading, even from the resource person. So that's why this costume is really, you can see people showcase this costume in public, because it's considered as very rare. Very rare, because one thing is quite heavy. We come with the baju hujan, and the dujung itself, because maybe people are more fond towards the silver kind of thing, with the shiny thing.
So this is the mare,
This is the mare.
strand of the mare.
Yeah, the strand of mare.
Okay.
Now, as we can see, now this one is made from thread. In the old days, they make it from paper as well.
Pepper.
The colorful paper?
Color. Okay.
Paper.
But those days they seldom get pepper. So before pepper, what did they use?
Sometimes it's called dujung bunga rangkai. They use a dry flower.
Dry flower.
Yeah.
Okay. So they use the real dujung flower.
Yeah, some.
Okay. So I can see that there is a base here as well.
Yeah, there's a
So
base.
this base is made from what?
Rattan, this one.
From rattan. Usually Dujung Marek is worn with baju hujan.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So how heavy is this?
This roughly around 20 kg.
20 kg.
20 kilogram, yeah.
So all of the baju hujan is more or less the same weight.
Yeah, this one is kind of a bit shorter. If you see the one in the picture, it's more elaborated until below the knees.
Usually what you wear inside before you put.
Maybe just a singlet, whatever lah.
And the skirt?
And the skirt will be this one.
This one.
Can burik this one.
Okay.
From the Rajang area, they use
From
this
Rajang
one.
area.
Sometimes if you see in the olden picture, they just wear the kain sarong, simple kain sarong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe you should wear after this.
Well, we can try if it fits me.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Thank you so much for the information.
My pleasure.
My first impression when I saw the Dujung Marek at Cikgu Tio's house, it was like, wow, a very colorful merrier headgear that seems to carry a lot of weight. It does gives a forceful appearance and also very dramatic, with all those antennas coming out from the base of the head. What interesting is the base. What I wrote here is that the base or the wooden head, that hold all of the dramatic antennas, is the one that is very hard to find. It is not easy to find anyone who can carve that wooden headgear anymore.
Before the break, we discussed with Teacher Teo about the origin of the Dujung Marek and what makes this headgear unique. Not much is known about the Dujung Marek in terms of its history or the early wearers of this headgear. However, according to sources, it is associated with the Iban women along the Batang Rajang. It is now more commonly known to be the headgear of the Ngepan Batang Rajang, paired with the baju hujan. Quite an exquisite combination. We were indeed very fortunate to see in real life this very rare piece of cultural heritage. Now it's time to find out how to make the Dujung Marek with Teo's colleague, Teacher Raphael.
Cikgu Raphael,
Yes.
thank you for willing to show us how to make this headgear. Can you just show us just a little part of the process, like for example to make a pom-pom?
Okay, I'll make the pom-pom. Okay.
Yeah, because I think that would be the most interesting part, in the sense that it is the most visible aspect of Dujung Marek.
Okay, this is very simple. I just put together two colors, and then using my finger to measure it up. At least I make at least 10 round.
Okay.
Oops. And then after that I cut it up. Then I tie it. So it be strong then cut it. Okay. And after that, here
You just cut in the middle.
Yes, cut in the middle.
Yeah.
After completed, then at the end we just tie up to the end of the stick. You see?
Yeah. Okay, that's
yeah,
very.
like this.
Yeah. Okay, that's very fast.
Then we can put up the other decor together with it. Tidy up everything then.
How about this one though? Because this is quite different. Do you buy this?
This
or you make-
one, this one I bought it then.
Oh, you bought it.
I bought it
Okay.
down. It's very easy. You can find in the market now then.
Yeah, I guess so. Now everything is available.
Yes, everything available nowadays then. Compared to the older days, it's quite difficult. Therefore, it's just sometimes the people using even a fabric, a simple cloth, they cut it, they tie it, they strung it with the seat bead, and they attach it on the stick then.
Okay, so basically, if you think about how much time you spend to produce something like this,
Take about a month.
a month, and if somebody would like to buy it from you, how much would you sell something like this?
It's usually it depends with this base then.
Okay, so you can either have the wood or you can have the rattan.
The rattan is much cheaper. It's around you can sell everything like this around 600 something. Would you like to try to do it?
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
Can I?
we start then.
Yes.
Okay, start. We're doing the pom pom first.
I think the process of making the Dujung Marek is quite straightforward in the sense that there is not much skill needed. Anyone could actually learn how to make it because it's just the preparations of threads that to be made into bowls, and also the usage of stick. It can be satay stick actually. You know the stick that we use for satay that is wrapped with thread. The weaving of the beads into one straight line and just to be tied on the stick itself. I think it would be a perfect craft activities for children or for any people from any age. And as I said, it's only the head base that is a bit hard to find, and that determines whether the Dujung Marek could look dramatic or could look much simpler with just accessorized with colorful threads. I mean, basically it's all threads there. Yeah, threads and beads. Do you teach your students? Because I understand that you're an art teacher at school.
Well, I hope that there's more creative than teachers like me, like art teachers. Then one thing, last 2019, I did brought a group of students of mine, but they are more doing a modern of Dujung Marek instead of pom-pom.
Yes.
They change into buah getah.
That's very creative.
Creative, yeah. There's creative side of the student, and I teach them what is a creativity. So they find out that why don't use this teacher? Why don't use this teacher?
So there is actually a platform for art teacher like you to introduce this in school.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be inserted formally into the national syllabus.
Yes.
But it's based on the creativity of the teachers.
Yes.
So we really do hope there's a few other Chegurophiles out there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So indeed for art subject, other subject also incorporated in introducing the new element of it.
Yes.
We can change the traditional into the modern, so that it will be boleh berjalan bersama dengan aliran era modern sekarang. That's what we want to be.
Yes, it's like I always say, you bring the traditional aspect to the modern situations
Yes.
of younger generation so that
Yes.
they embrace the concept and structure.
Indeed.
Okay, so whatever material they use is up to them.
Yes,
But they
indeed.
understand what it is.
Yes.
It's the moment of truth. We have discovered what is Dujung Marek and we have
Yes.
discussed about baju hujan. So now let's I will let you explain what are the important part of the costume overall.
Okay, I will let Cikgu Raphael to do the honor first, just to introduce the baju overall.
Okay, overall, let's move to this part.
Okay.
I can introduce it. This is called as tali hujan. Tali hujan, and this is baju hujan itself. Okay, it made from Canadian beads, and all others are glass beads itself.
Okay, so my scarf will be used as
To cover your head.
Yes.
And then we need to put the crown to your head then.
okay. Come, let's do it.
No, we start with tali hujan first.
Tali hujan belakang.
Yes.
Okay, so this is tali hujan.
Tali
Yeah,
hujan belakang.
Tali hujan belakang. Okay, can you explain what is the function of this tali hujan belakang?
I think it's more like to tell the people that you are there, you are around there.
Okay.
The jingling
It's
sound.
like attention, I'm coming.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
enough length.
Yes,
Yes.
enough length. Then the next part of it is the baju hujan itself.
Okay. You were mentioning that this is 20 kilogram, right?
Yes.
Okay, that will
exactly.
make me 100 kilogram if I go on the scale.
Think about the uniqueness and don't think about the weight in the moment.
Okay, wow.
Think about the beauty of it.
The beauty of this culture.
Wow, beauty is torture.
Yeah.
But
Like-
actually that's what it's supposed to be.
My mom always say it, beauty is pain, but handle, enjoy it.
No pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain. So I hold this one, look, the title, the ribbon.
Is this the standard size for our women?
Yes.
Because I feel that I am slightly bigger than
You
normal
look,
size.
you look good in it, don't worry.
Really, see how heavy is it?
Wow,
Can you feel it?
it's heavier than my backpack for fieldwork.
Alright, the next part of it.
The head
Okay.
part is- okay, squeeze it up there.
No
untuk mana.
problem.
Okay.
It feels really stiff.
So squeeze now.
Oh,
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Is it comfortable?
I can't say comfortable, but you're wearing it.
Does
So
it fit?
this is how it feels to wear the full costume of baju hujan and Dujung Marek.
Yes.
The endurance you have to go through.
Actually, it's not that bad, except that you can walk like a robot, you know.
So they
How
should
ya-
walk with grace,
Yeah.
like the Chinese.
How are you going to?
Walk like a model then.
Actually, with this kind of heavy things, for the pleasures of the eyes, you really have to walk slowly. You know,
Yes.
like you have to
Turn slowly.
turn slowly, not to make so much noise, because it's baju hujan. Too much frog noise will call rain. Yeah,
It's the noise that Iban like, I think.
it's the
Yes.
noise. Is it?
Yeah, you see every
Actually,
now and
the
then
no-
you hear the
Yes.
jingling, even for the modern kind of thing.
Actually,
Yes.
the noise is to get attention of the audience itself.
Ah, right.
So you will be attracting to the audience.
Okay, so you have to walk like this.
Yeah,
Gracefully, walk gracefully.
gracefully,
Slowly and gracefully.
gracefully.
Yes.
Not like this, not like robot. Usually when they come out, they will walk like this. Do like this.
Walk gracefully.
Progress and then this and this. Make a turn, slowly make a turn like this.
Oh my
This
goodness.
is how we train some of the participants over the
Okay.
years.
Doctor, how do you feel wearing this and
Heavy.
heavy?
Actually, what it makes me do is that to stretch my shoulder.
Yes.
Because the weight is pulling my shoulder down.
Alright.
Because for most women, they always slouch.
Yes.
This costume doesn't allow you to slouch,
Yeah.
and because you need to balance the dujung,
Headgear,
the
yes.
headgear, your neck really have to be straight.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of criteria that is required if you enter a beauty pageant, where your neck, your body has to be very straight. How do you feel this would go on the runway in Paris or in New York?
It will be something
Tokyo.
unique Wonderful then.
I can
Why
really
not?
see goes there. Yeah.
We can introduce them to them then.
Yeah, help us to introduce our culture, our Malaysian culture, especially the Ibans.
Yeah.
It is not dying off, but it is slowly being forgotten.
This is great, but I must tell you that I think if I would have to wear this, it will only last me for 1 hour. Not more than
Just
that.
imagine those who have to sit there for like 6 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
Bear with it.
That
Beauty
would be-
is pain.
Yeah, beauty is pain.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. I'm
my
loving
pleasure.
it. I'm loving it, but I'm not quite sure that I will wear this to any occasion.
The Dujung Marek is truly a mesmerizing headgear. The fact that it is rarely seen and worn only adds to the allure of this headgear. Last but not least, how does our doctor feel to be dressed up in full ngepan Batang Rajang, complete with the Dujung Marek?
I had goosebumps for sure. As soon as the baju hujan is put on my shoulder, I felt that my shoulder was very heavy. Not because of that 20 kilo, okay, because 10 kilo is here, 10 kilo is here. It's not that heavy, but it feels like the weight of certain kind of responsibility that I felt make me having goosebumps, and straight away I understand the meaning of wearing this costume. Wearing the Dujung Marek gives a kind of impressive, dramatic appearance. You know, like I remember I was sitting there with the 20 kilogram of baju hujan and about 5 to 7 kilogram of Dujung Marek on my head, and I hardly move. It is a very dramatic appearance that actually calls out for look at me, seeking attention kind of headgear. You know. Yes. Sugu Tinggi exhibits mystical representation. That's how I felt, and it is very well known. But if you look deeper into what Sugu Tinggi represents, the value truly lies in the story behind the motif that Sugu Tinggi carries.